The following is a VSW podcast feature presentation. It is the Beantown Sports Wolfcast with Disabwolf here, covering the recap of a fumble rooski. I am so angry about we should have had the game on about the New England Patriots season opener. How did Mac Jones work? Is the miscues going to be a big factor going forward the rest of the season? How did their new look defense look? What did the Dolphins beat the Patriots with to really get the game to win? Find out more on the Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Thank you. Cut it out, guys. I don't know why you guys are so pumped up. Maybe you're optimistic like I am. Maybe you're secretly Dolphins fans and a couple of haters in the background cheering. Who the hell knows? But anyways, I am going to be in the minority in Massachusetts, and I actually liked what I saw out of the New England Patriots. They played the Miami Dolphins really tough. If you tend to forget, with all the tiebreakers, the Miami Dolphins basically missed the playoffs out of the tiebreakers last year. With their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, he didn't look too bad yesterday. Both these Alabama quarterbacks, including the rookie Mac Jones, he looked pretty good. He didn't really make a lot of mistakes. A lot of the mistakes were either our running backs or our receivers and tight end cores not holding on to the damn ball. It started off really slow. They got the ball first. The Foxborough faithful has been in the crowd for the first time in over a year. Since the horrible, I don't even want to repeat this, Tom Brady's last shocking playoff loss when they threw the pick six to lose to the Tennessee Titans. I was there. I was a sad wolf. Anyways, and they won their opener, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, shockingly almost losing it to the Cowboys. It came down to a game-winning field goal, typical TB12. But anyways, enough with them. Let's move on, shall we? What I liked from the Patriots was, I know they had a tough time holding on to the ball, but I really loved how the defense played. They did a really great job covering the deep ball. A really great job. J.C. Jackson played well with the pass deflections, and the shocker was Jonathan Jones, taking Stephon Gilmore's place with an injury. Did awesome. And boy, was it good to see Kyle Van Noy back with a huge sack in the third quarter to get the Foxborough faithful wild up, wasn't it? I am so happy to see these guys step up. I know we lost yesterday. It was a heartbreaker, but there's a lot to be optimistic because the Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl contenders and AFC East champions from last year, offense looked terrible, and they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers in their home opener yesterday. Boy, it may have been a loss, but we got the frickin' Jets next week. We should be able to win that. I hope, folks. But anyways, the first drive started off with a punt, but you had this huge line from scrimmage run from Damian Harris, a 35-yard scramble, and they got sacked in the beginning of this, which made it so, and Mac Jones fumbled, one of the 4 fumbles that were covered by Jonnu Smith. Wilkins from the Dolphins really got the best out of Jones in the rookie drive, and they had to punt. It could have been worse, but the second play was a Tua Tagovailoa run, and they had a bad penalty on Damian Weiss for the Patriots, which really helped the Dolphins take the commanding lead in the first quarter, but they didn't really have too much momentum in the game, as Gaskin did look okay. Both these guys weren't really going for the deep ball, like I said in the preview. It was more of a screen, play action, short pass type a game. Whoever win that would win the game, because both these secondaries for the Patriots and Dolphins are really good. But you had the Dolphins come out with a 7-0 lead. And you had the next drive, you had a Patriots fumble by rookie, I was so excited to see him play. Rondon Stevenson, his first ever carry, frickin' fumbled it. That was a game changer in my opinion. If he didn't fumble, we could have gotten at least 3 points in this drive because Mac Jones really killed it with the short passes with Aguilar. He even found Kendrick Bourne in this drive. And I think Jacoby Myers was their best receiver of the day because even when he couldn't catch the ball, he tried to make it so the Dolphins couldn't pick off his pass either. So he helped Jones out a lot. But it was a Mac Jones short screen pass to Stevenson, which got former Patriot Eric Rowe hitting him from behind and fumbled it. And the play was upheld even though the officials checked it. But you had Nick Folk instead of the rookie Robert Quinn make the veteran Nick Folk kicking the field goal. 7-3 lead Miami. As we head to the second quarter, Mac Jones was really cautious in the first quarter, but the miscues and bad catches really turned it out. But both these defenses had 3 consecutive punts before the next play. You had a lot of incomplete passes in that. And you had Kyle Van Noy come out from behind with a huge sack. And Taco missed a wide open pass to Jacqueline Waddle, the rookie 6th-round pick from Miami. And the next drive started. Mac Jones was killing it in the short pass to Harris for 8 yards. And Damian Harris did really good. And you had Aguilar as a deep threat carrying a huge 25-yard. That was a play of the first half. James White didn't really get going the first half too much, which was a big factor in them not paying the load on it. But you had Mac Jones get sacked, but there was a huge rush in the passer penalty by Eric Roberts on Miami, which made it so they got in the end zone for the first time today. And Mac Jones has his first ever touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar, the former Eagle, and a really good job today. He had his first ever touchdown as a New England Patriot, the former Eagle and Raider. And if he gets his cards right, this will be really good. And Miami storms down for a 48-yard field goal to make it a tie game at the half. I was feeling very optimistic. But I'm not going to lie, folks, before the final result, I thought if the Patriots were going to lose like last season, they got blown out a lot. It wasn't the case. But the start of the third quarter, you had Tagovailoa drive down. You had a couple of really bad penalties by New England to cause it. And Devontae Parker got a 30-yard pass. That's a play of the drive. And then Tua really had short passes to Gaskin and Parker, setting up a touchdown pass for the rookie Jaquan Waddle for a 17-10 lead to open up the second half. And the Patriots stormed down, but unfortunately it wasn't good enough as they got a field goal. But thankfully they had a big play to Aguilar again. People will say Jacoby Myers might have been the offensive player of the day for the Patriots, but I think it was Aguilar. He really made his position as a deep threat like he was supposed to, and he was able to find coverage most of the game as it looked up really good. And James White had a huge 26-yard pass reception, the third down clutch back notice for helping us win a few Super Bowls before TB12 left for Tampa. As I was really impressed with White the second half. He played poorly the first half. But like I said, they're good at making adjustments. And they got a field goal onto the fourth quarter. It was 17-16. And boy, there was a lot of time taken off the clock in the fourth quarter. And there was a huge pass rush on the Tua from Kidney. As he was intended, Matt Judon nearly sacked Tua Tagovailoa. They were both sitting down, and Geckesley, the tight end of the Miami Dolphins, failed to catch it. And bam, comes Jones for the interception, and we thought the game was in our hands. And they were killing it in the next drive, the New England Patriots. Short passes, keeping time off the clock. I was a little worried being down by 1 point. You're not sure if you wanted to go for a field goal or get a touchdown and not leave too much time on the clock. as Jacoby Myers was catching all kinds of passes on this drive. And they hand the ball to Harrison. God damn it, do I have to talk about this. And he fumbled when he shouldn't have. Recovered by Miami. And Miami was able to milk the clock on a 3rd and 1 with former Patriot Jacoby Brissett coming in on the 3rd and goal and getting the first down. And that's all she wrote, folks. The Patriots ended up losing this heartbreaker 17-16. It's a play Damian Harris will never get, but Mac Jones fumbled. It was recovered. Jonnu Smith fumbled when he caught a pass. But I really liked how Hunter Henry played in the second half. But it was hard. These guys are new, as in Channel 5 talked about this last night, as all these guys are so new, whether they're young or veterans. They never played with each other before, and it takes a while to click, folks, especially without the 4th preseason game, and it showed for the Patriots, as both teams were evenly matched, I think. Both Alabama quarterbacks, both are trying to run the ball, known for screen passes. And I think what got the best of the Patriots was the miscues. I think if they hadn't fumbled the ball, they would have gotten at least 10 points, 1 field goal, 1 touchdown on one of their drives. I think they would have won by at least 8 points had it not been for the miscues, even the ones they recovered. I think they were the better team, and they couldn't hang on to the ball, and that's not acceptable. As you can't expect to win games. They only lost by 1 freaking point with all these turnovers. I couldn't believe it. And anyways, it is a real heartbreaker. And I think going forward, the Patriots have to get better holding the ball. Maybe practice and utilize the 2 tight end combo with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. The defense looked outstanding yesterday. Yeah, they got killed a little bit on the short passes, which they have to work on. Like I said, coming into the season, they got really killed with the screen passes, but they did really well covering the deep ball, and the pass rush really got to Tua yesterday, and the running game, which was outstanding. I loved having Hightower back and Kyle Van Noy. That was an amazing sack by Van Noy yesterday. It was really good, folks, as the New England Patriots do have a bright future ahead of them. I know we're not used to being 0-1 because we've been spoiled rotten, but some people think they'll lower Damian Harris's workload. I'd say give him another chance, but you also have Stevenson fumbled too. They got to get these drills. They got to learn to hang on to the ball. Maybe ice-freeze some of the balls like some teams do when they're playing in cold weather. Maybe they should do that. You can't expect to win games if you fumble the football, folks. Especially when they were driving both those times, it was critical and it changed the momentum. And I think they should utilize James White more. But like I said, the first half, all these guys are new, including Mac Jones. Takes a while to click with the new offense. I know they like to be ground and pound, the Patriots. We got all these running backs. Heck, if they weren't so confident, why'd they trade Sony Michel to Los Angeles? Anyways, it was very tough. Damian Harris said he's not going to let this one mistake define him. And let's see what Bill Belichick said. Usually when someone fumbles, they get benched. That happened to Stephen Ridley. That happened to Ben Jarvis. Green Ellis never fumbled the ball. That even happened to LeGarrette Blount in the past. They took a back seat. He won't even play. He doesn't care about your fantasy team. But you had J.J. Taylor as a healthy scratch because you thought they could do the job. And maybe we do staff all kinds of running backs. Because we should be able to beat the Jets, folks. The Jets, Zach Wilson looked okay. But it's tough to have a good first half when you're a rookie, and the Patriots have all kinds of new pieces to the puzzles besides Jacoby Myers and Damian Harris and James White. That whole offense is new. You also got some people, sorry about the audio. I was on my computer, folks, but they didn't look as bad as being the Green Bay Packers. Holy cow, did Aaron Rodgers not show up yesterday. He wants out of the frozen tundra, folks. Anyways, you got the Cleveland Browns choking the Kansas City yesterday. You also got a lot of daily fantasy players didn't show up. You had Mostert of the 49ers, who was supposed to dominate the Detroit Lions. He got hurt in the first half. So it was a rough day for a lot of people, not just us in New England, which is what I'm trying to say. The Pats have a really bright future, and Mac Jones even says we'll get better. He looked good. He didn't really make too much mistakes yesterday. Yeah, he wasn't perfect. I think he was 28 for 33 with 320 yards and 1 touchdown, I believe. But Xavier Howard, for the cornerback of the Dolphins, really hurt the Patriots yesterday when he stripped it from Damian Harris. He thought he was down, but that was a really bad fumble. And yeah, Nelson Aguilar looked pretty good. And Mac Jones did really good under the pressure. Complete 8 from 12 for 1 touchdown from according to ESPN Stats and Information Resource. There was a lot of field goals, but they'll execute. Both these teams looked really good yesterday. It was very even. And both of them should be competing for the AFC East divisional title. Especially with the Buffalo Bills losing yesterday. That was a shocker. They almost made it to the Super Bowl, but they got destroyed by Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That was amazing. So you get the Miami Dolphins home to the Buffalo Bills, and you got the Patriots going to the Jets. So all 4 AFC East teams are facing each other. They should beat the Jets very easily. I'll have more about it as the week goes on. But try not to hang your heads down, folks. I know we're used to the success, but we got 18 games this year. We got 17 more games to go. I'm confident in this team. I'm confident in Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels. Former Patriots defensive coordinator Brian Flores got the best of us yesterday. Or did, as we wrestling fans at the VSW would say, Vince would say stuff like, Brett screwed Brett in terms of the Montreal Screwjob. Did the backs screw the backs? And I think the answer is yes, they did. Before I head on, folks, so I would like to try to hype up, if you live in the Providence, Rhode Island, Fall River area in the Massachusetts, Rhode Island line, I encourage you to go to KPW, hosted by the Versace Stoner. It'll be streamed October 16th, Saturday night at 7 o'clock with our Masshold champion, Tough Daddy, having an open challenge. I encourage you all to look up, and I'll cover the Red Sox more as they get into a postseason, possible Red Sox-Yankees one-game wildcard playoff class. The best rivalry in sports may collide. You got the Bruins starting training camp in a week or two. You got the Celtics starting pretty soon. Lots of fun Wolfcast coming right up, folks. I'm Disabwolf here, signing out. We'd like to thank you for watching the following VSW podcast feature presentation. If you liked what the Wolf said, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, follow our socials on Twitter, and enjoy the VSW